Good morning, shining ones. Meg is here on a beautiful day in Asha. If you're brand new to the channel, we're Zoroastrians. We are the Magi. Zoroastrianism, the original monotheistic religion, and it's good and it's powerful. And the Magi, the very word magic was named after the Magi because they lived in these higher dimensions of divine life and health, and it seemed like they had abilities others didn't have. They lived in a better life, higher frequencies. And I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to teach you how to pray today. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to have you do something. Yes, you have to do something. But look at this. Even if you decide not to do it, just knowing that the possibility of miracles and your prayers actually being answered, just knowing that's even possible, there's power in that, my friend. That'll grow inside of you. It'll start to build faith. It's like planting a seed, my friends. But I want you to know by the end of this video, if you'll watch it and listen with an open heart and do what I ask you to do, you'll start to see magic and miracles. You'll start to see your prayers answered. If you're tired of your prayers never being answered, some people, they're fine with just being lied to. They'll go to their service once a week and they'll tell them, if you pray, you'll be healed. Never healed, right? Just pray and God will answer your prayer. Never been answered, but they don't even care. It makes them feel kind of good, gives them a little hope, and then when they die, they'll go play a harp on the clouds or whatever, but they never experience anything. If you want to experience something, you've come to the right place. We're going to be in our holy text, Asha 8 today. But I want to talk first a little bit here. I want to talk about the power of dreams. I want to share some testimony. And then I want to talk about how to pray. The best way I can just sum it up, there's so much to it, but how to pray is to turn from your problems and you turn to God. But what is God? Who is God? My friends, you have to know that God is the highest principle of good. He's the highest truth. How do you turn to that? You have to turn inside. You don't look outside of yourself. Okay, before we get to that though, I want to share some testimony and some story that's going to help build understanding. You have to have understanding. You have to have a reason to believe. Otherwise, you're just hoping. You're begging a deity in the sky. You're just trying to make deals, right? I'll stop looking at pornography if you heal my child, right? Like God's some guy up there cutting out deals. It's not like that, my friends. So I want to talk about dreams first. This is important because it's going to teach you about the mind. When I was a young kid, I had horrible nightmares. They haunted me. And I remember I was, in 8th grade, and I don't know, maybe this teacher had a little intuition or something, but she handed me a pamphlet on controlling your dreams. Now, being raised strong Christian, we didn't like to read anything but the Bible, right? And I was thinking, ooh, controlling dreams sounded like something I may have heard the pastor talking bad about in church, but I really needed help, and when you really need help, sometimes you'll try some different things. I read the pamphlet and I decided, okay, I'm going to try this. It's about lucid dreaming and it's about taking control in your dreams. And so I read up on it. And then before you go to bed, you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to realize I'm in a dream, that I have power over it, and I'm going to take control. And my friends, that night it happened. I was being chased. Here I am, a kid being chased by these mean adults, evil people. And then I had that realization, wait a minute, this is all taking place in my mind, right? This is my dream. Those people chasing me are creations in my own mind. So I stopped and I turned around and I told them to stop. I told them to leave. And they did, my friends. And that was a turning point in my life. I don't know if that teacher knew what that little pamphlet was going to do. Matter of fact, just tonight, I used that again, my friends. My dreams are so, I'm almost embarrassed to share some of these, but in my dream, I was on a road trip, and I was headed home, couldn't wait to get home, and I was out of the car. Someone jumped in my car and was getting ready to take off with my car with all my stuff in it. And here I'm so excited to get home. And at first I was like, oh, geez. And then I remembered, wait a minute, this is my mind. This is my dream. And I froze the car. I brought it back to me. And then I love messing with these people because, they're the villains in my dreams. I love talking to them. And I said, you messed up, man, because you're in my head. And I picked the car up. And I said, this is my world, right? You ain't going anywhere. And my friends, you're thinking, well, that's in your dreams. You will start to see, now don't drive yourself crazy with this, my friends, but you will start to see even this world is all mind. We all live in a mind. It's a collective conscious. It's the mind of God that lives in us and we live in it, right? That life of God that we live in, that we live, move, and have our being. And you have more control than you think because, again, that mind of God is in you. The God you're looking for is inside your temple. You got to look inside. And you'll start to grow and get more and more strength. Now this is important because I'm going to share some stories with you. But there's also times in my awake life that I don't have full control. And this is when I just trust God because I know He's good. He's been guiding me and leading me in the places that I'm not at my full power, my full potential. I'm at a place where I trust you, God. I love you, good Spirit. You've been so good to me, beautiful Asha. Perfect creators, perfect idea. I love you. I trust you. I know we're going to grow and learn from this and good things coming. And so that's important, is the trust aspect. So grab your book. Well, let me share this one story with you because it's important. So at the beginning of this, I talked about I'm going to give you something to do. But even if you don't, just knowing that these things are possible, it plants that seed and it will manifest. The energy will manifest into form and matter. So when I was a kid, I just always had the idea that miracles are possible. Magic is possible. Anything's possible with God. And one of the first times I really experienced this, I was in the car with my dad, and one of my friends, many, many miles away, was walking to work in kind of a bad area. She was, at that time, maybe 14, 15 years old. And she almost got abducted. A carload of men pulled up. They yelled, grab her. And she called out on the name of the Lord. And so now let me tell you what happened. I was many miles away in the car with my dad. I heard Spirit speak to me so clear. And He told me to pray. And I said, what's wrong? Is it my mom? He said, no, and then gave me the name of this person. And I started praying till I got a complete peace. And now I couldn't call her right then because we didn't have cell phones. This is how far back it was. But when I got home later and I saw her, I said, what happened at this exact time? Because I looked at the clock when Spirit spoke to me because I knew I'd never forget this day. And she told me what happened. The carload of men pulled up, said, grab her. They went to abduct her. She called out on the name of the Lord. She said they froze like statues. And then she ran off. And she looked back. They didn't move, my friends. And that she got big tears in her eyes as I was telling her my end of the story, that God cared so much. He's talking. But one thing I always thought about, why did God tell me? Why didn't He just take care of it, right? He's God. What's He talking to me about? But what it is, my friends, is we've been given dominion in this area, in this playing field, right? In this mind. And in truth, it's happening all inside of us. That voice I heard, it was inside. It was just like my own voice, but with authority, with knowing, right? With an intelligence, with a wisdom. It knew and saw all. And it was inside of me. And it was just like my voice, but more authoritative inside of me. Now look at this. Asha 8 says, I look inward. Stop looking outward. You're not going to find it in a book, a church, a temple, a synagogue. I look inward, this is your temple, to the God mind, that Savior, that God mind, that Christ mind, that vohu menu, that divine spark, that fervashi, it's inside of your temple. I look inward and I see truth. A lot of people have idea of what truth is, don't they? A lot of people have idea of who God is. I mean, my goodness, you read some of the different books, their idea of God, he can get jealous. He can hate. He can war. He can kill men, women, and children. He's fine with some of them having sex slaves, right? Just bloody sacrifices and stories that don't sound very highest principle of God good. But if you go inside, you're going to see that truth. You're going to know it. You already do as I'm saying this, even though it might rub you the wrong way. You think, oh yeah, I know what good is. I know what right is. I know what wrong is. Maybe you're a little too scared to mention it yet. That's okay. I go inside and I see truth. And I experience soundness of mind. When you realize all is mind, you want a sound mind. So you have a sound life. It says, thoughts make your world. Beliefs make your thoughts. Reason makes your beliefs. Reason is very important. Again, otherwise you're just hoping, you're begging. It doesn't work. You have to have a reason to believe, to have true belief, a subconscious belief. Now here's what I want you to get right here. Mind reasons. Mind is the reason. Know this and the illusion goes away. Mind is the reason. Mind is all. All is mind. Know this, the illusion goes away. Belief in only good. Again, we got to restore God's image. Right? We're saying to pray, you turn away from your problem, you turn to God, you have to restore God's image. If you are given in the world religions one of those gods that can love or hate, right? He can be at peace or go to war. He can heal or send sickness and disease. That's what your life is going to look like, because that's the energy, the spirit you've taken into you, the information. And information and energy, we know this scientifically now, makes form and matter, makes your world. You got to take that right spirit in. To do that, you got to go back to the original monotheistic religion, that God is all good. He's unmixed. Zoroaster means unmixed, undiluted, undefiled, pure starlight. My friends, he's a pure light. He's pure love without the hate. He's all peace without the war. He doesn't want no bloody sacrifice. He doesn't need your money. He wants you attuned to being love and kind and peace and joy, just like Daddy. You restore his image, you're going to restore your image. We're going to restore our world, my friends, and they call that Magi magic. Belief in only good. It is this complete trust that brings out manifestations now, real as they already are, because the perfect creator's perfect mind is already good. You just got to step into it, and you do that by attuning yourself to it, turning away from the lie and illusion, the problem, turning to God. How do we do it? With reason. We have a reason to believe. Here's our reason. God is all good. He's been misrepresented. Is getting jealous, angry, hate, war, kill, stories that are just don't make you feel very good, very God. In our religion, God means the highest principle of good. When you say good, you're saying God. When you say God, you're saying good. And it's unmixed. It's just pure. It's perfect. It's bliss. And that is in you. You can be that. You can be pure love, pure peace. You can live in that pure God life. As we look to the aspects of God, right? We've got Asha, the highest truth. We've got Vohu Menu, that God mind that's in you. We got Sharthra Verye, divine dominion. You take dominion over your world, right? Just like in my dream, the guy driving off my car. This is my mind. Get back here, right? People chasing me in my dreams. People trying to abduct my friend. Freeze. We don't play that. My friends, we work from that divine dominion, that good God mind. Armadi, peace. Harvatat, wholeness. Emeritat, immortality, God life. My life is God and God is my life. We share a mind. We share a spirit and a life. We are one and cannot be separated. If you'll hold that and be those attributes, be the love, be the peace, be the kindness, be the joy, be the power and the freedom, be the God good. Hold those frequencies. You will create it. Hold that highest principle. So I said I wanted you to do something. I want you to go to the comments if you accept what I just said here and write out Asha is. Asha, it's the very spirit of God. It's the original word. What else could come from a perfect creator's perfect mind but perfection that we call Asha? It's perfect order and harmony where nothing occurs at the expense or harm of another. It's the highest principle of good and truth. Asha is, God is, love is, peace is, joy is, good is. If you believe that, go to the comments, write Asha is. I want you to say that with me, and as we say it, I want you to feel it. Love is. I want you to feel love right now. If you're having a hard time, maybe think of something you love. It may be a pet, maybe just holding your animal, maybe a child. Something in your life that you can feel love. Right now, I want you to say love is and believe it. You have a reason to believe. Feel the love. Feeling is frequency, my friends. Feel it. I want you to say peace is. Peace is. Speak it out loud and feel it. I want you to feel peace all around you and in you. Let all your muscles relax. Feel that peace. Feeling is frequency. We're creating it in our world, in that mind. We're planting that good information and energy. We're making form and matter. We're making our world from good, from peace, from love. Joy is. Say it. Joy is. Think of something that makes you laugh or happy. Let your heart smile right now. From your very depths, feel that smile and that joy. Maybe you hear laughter. I want you to picture right now that God mind in you is light. I want you to see that light all throughout your body. And see that light expanding even beyond your body. It creates an atmosphere in and around you of such a pure light that darkness cannot enter. And this light is a beautiful truth, the very spirit of truth that the lie and illusion cannot enter. And this light is peaceful, and it's protection. And you have a trust it will provide all your needs. And we have a reason to believe. Because God is all good. And He's inside of me, and I am inside of Him, and He is my life. The very life in me is God. And we can never be separated. Asha is. Asha is. Asha is. I love you, beautiful shining ones.